This is Lesson 1, General ENG Camera Overview. In this video production lesson, I will provide a basic overview of an ENG or electronic news gathering video camera. ENG video cameras are built to withstand the demands of daily news gathering. Unlike consumer or prosumer video cameras, they provide easy access to critical video adjustments and controls. ENG video cameras also have professional audio, video, and media inputs. Let's take a look at the basic operational features of this JVC Pro HD ENG camera. We'll start at the lens of the camera with the focus ring. The focus ring allows you to critically focus the camera. It's surrounded by a rubber grip. Just down from the focus, you'll find the manual zoom, which allows you to manually zoom the camera from a wide to narrow focal length. Most of the time, you'll use the servo zoom feature. I will show you that in just a moment. It's important to mention, if you wish to change the mode from servo to manual zoom, or vice versa, that can be found under the zoom control. Down from the manual zoom, you'll find the iris adjustment. Think of the iris as the pupil of your eye. It adjusts the amount of light coming into the camera. Iris settings are represented by f-stops. F-stops are a bit confusing to understand because a larger number, or f-stop, represents less light entering the camera. On this particular camera, f1.6 would allow the maximum light into the camera, where an f16 would allow little or no light into the camera, depending on lighting conditions. The next two adjustments are important to understand. All ENG news camera lenses have a back-focused and macro focus. I'll start with the back focus. The small black knob adjusts the back focus of the camera. Sometimes the back focus can become out of line during normal operation. This will cause your images to become blurry, despite proper focusing of the camera. In this case, please consult an engineer or production advisor for support in fixing this issue. Down from the back focus, you'll find the macro focus. Macro focus can be adjusted by pressing the button labeled with an M. This allows you to provide an extreme close-up and critically focus the camera on very small objects, such as flowers, coins, jewelry, and other objects that are small with fine details. This feature is frequently used to take a video image of a photograph. Now it's important to return the macro focus to the locked position as it affects the back focus. Just below the macro focus on the front of the camera, you'll find the white balance. You should understand where the white balance is located. But later, in another lesson, we'll explore proper shooting techniques and discuss proper focus and iris, white balance settings. But in this general lesson, I'd like to show you a few more features of the camera. It's important to note that all ENG cameras will have the basic features I'm showing you. ND filters can be used to further adjust the amount of light coming into the camera. They are represented by fraction values. In this case, ND off, 1/4 ND, and 1/16 ND. Think of the ND filter as sunglasses for your camera. While they don't tint the camera, they cut down the amount of light. If you are filming an extremely bright sun, you can use the ND filter to cut the amount of light to prevent an overexposed image. Another feature that controls light is gain. Gain should not be used unless you are in extremely low light situations, where external lighting sources are not available. Gain should always be set on low. Medium and high gain electronically boosts the image, and while it may enhance the brightness, it will cause your image to become grainy and undesirable in some cases. Just below the gain on this particular camera, you will find the power switch. This allows you to power the camera on and off with a battery or power source attached. Audio adjustments are also commonly found on the operator side of the ENG camera. They allow you to control two separate channels of audio. Many times in ENG video production, we record natural sounds on channel 1 and recorded sound on channel 2. Natural sounds are room noise, outdoor sounds, sounds of a basketball game, sounds that set the tone and setting of the event you are recording. Recording sound would be sound coming from a microphone, such as a stick mic held by a reporter or a lavalier microphone worn by an interview guest. Many newer ENG cameras include flip-out LCD monitors, along with a viewfinder for viewing and previewing a recorded image. Because this is a hinged device, it can be easily damaged or broken off. All LCD monitors should be returned to the closed position before transporting or returning the camera to the bag to prevent damage. Now on the back of the camera, you'll find a professional battery mount. Professional ENG batteries provide the camera with long life power and support for on-camera lights. Batteries should always be removed from the camera and returned to the equipment room chargers after use. Now let's turn to the other side of the camera. Here you will find a series of video outputs with professional BNC connectors. BNC connectors are professional locking cable connectors for live television use. They are important because it prevents a cable from becoming unplugged during live video operation and production. On this particular ENG camera, you will find both standard and high-definition video outputs. While some production facilities still use videotape, many are moving to tapeless workflows. In this case, SD cards are used as recording media. This JVC camera can hold 2 SD cards for extended recording. Students are required to provide their own SD cards and should purchase a Class 10 or above SD card. Class 10 SD cards can be purchased at the campus bookstore. If you are purchasing your own SD cards off campus, please consult a production engineer or advisor to ensure you are purchasing compatible media. Please keep in mind, do not eject your digital media or SD cards while the camera is recording, accessing media, or in operation. This will cause your files to become corrupt and could possibly entirely render your SD cards useless. It is best to eject SD cards or digital media when the camera is turned off. This ENG camera has 2 professional XLR audio inputs. XLR audio cables are commonly used in professional audio operations. You will notice the camera's NAT or natural microphone is already plugged into channel 1 of the camera. Channel 2 is reserved for an external recorded mic, such as a stick mic or lavalier microphone. Now we'll move to the other side of the camera lens, where you will find the record, zoom, and auto manual iris controls. This is where you will place your hand when operating the camera. With one hand, you can easily press the record button, control the camera's zoom, and adjust the auto and manual iris. In most recording situations, you will manually adjust the camera's iris for the best image and exposure. Now we've covered a lot of ground in this introductory video. In my next video production lesson, I will provide a more in-depth look at video and sound recording.